So, you're probably wondering why we're making this video. Hi, my name's Makoto Naegi, and I stole my sister's...
Oh, Gundham, you're back!
I'm sorry, I'm out of breath. I brought a child!
You brought a child?
Hello.
Yes.
My name is K1V0.
How did you even get a child?
I picked him off the street.
I don't know what's happening, so if someone could explain to me.
You kidnapped a child?
No, I didn't kidnap him, I saved him.
Oh.
I don't think I need any I didn't think I needed any saving.
You clearly did.
Okay.
Did I? Oh well, we have another person to join us. So that's wonderful.
I guess let me just redo this recap for the new person who I didn't tell about this. Hi, I'm Makoto Naegi, and today we're playing a dating sim called Seduce Me that was on my little sister Komaru's laptop. Because as big brother Makoto, I need to make sure that this game is okay. And if she should be playing it. So, joined...
Why do you care, Makoto?
You're such a good brother, Makoto.
Thank you, Sayaka.
Makoto, it's her life. She can do what she wants.
Byakuya, you wouldn't know anything about family life.
I think that brotherly aspect is pretty good to have.
So anyway, with me I have Byakuya Togami, Sayaka Maizono, Gundham Tanaka, Sonia Nevermind, and now we have K1B0.
Please address me as Kibo,
or Kibo.
if you feel suit.
That is a lot easier
Kibo.
than K1B0.
That's very true.
So
isn't he adorable?
He is.
He is adorable. I agree.
So let's start this now. As protagonist of one of the games Junko made, I claim rights to read. This is a fictional interactive narrative. Any character resemblances to real-life people are purely coincidental. Also, please know that the following game is made for PG-16 audiences. Please know that sexual/violent themes are explored in this game. Trigger warnings, abuse, implied rape, and suicide. You have been warned.
Is this safe?
Why is my sister playing this?
Yeah, why?
And from the title, I don't think. Why is your sister playing this indeed?
Why?
I feel like I have made a
You a gorgeous.
I don't like this.
Can I be honored enough to know your name?
Hello.
A charming voice, I will say. A charming voice, I will say.
He is.
I am
Well,
very
that's pretty
uncomfortable.
good.
He's okay, guys. What's her name? What's her
I
name,
am
guys?
very uncomfortable.
Guys, what's her name? It
Okay.
could be what the game started as, which was Mika. I guess they named the main character for this one.
That is the easiest option.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But perhaps to make this more fun, we should pick a name.
What kind of name is me?
Mabitak.
Mabiak.
Wait, no. Mabak.
What kind of name is
Mabiak?
Mabiak?
Mabak.
I don't know. I tried combining all of our names.
I
So,
say
like,
it works.
Yeah.
I
we're
suggested Beatrice. I thought
think it
Beatrice was
works.
a fine name.
No, we're going with this.
Oh my god.
A lovely name for a lovely person like you.
Why,
Wonderful.
thank you.
Ah.
Why, thank you, sir.
Eric, do your job.
His name is Eric. Wow.
Who?
Very well. This game was produced by Seraphim Entertainment under the direction of Michaela Laws and is powered by Renpai Visual Novel Engine. We truly hope you'll enjoy this story. I know I'll enjoy it since you'll be in it.
Eric.
I am very frightened.
Oh.
I don't know.
I
how
can see why
comfortable
this game
I
is
am.
called Seduce Me now.
Yeah, this man is quite the charmer, honestly.
I don't know if I feel comfortable or not.
Fine, fine.
It's exciting!
Farewell, my sweet.
Somewhere. That was
Sweet as in what? Oh. Oh.
gunshots.
What just happened?
Gunshots.
Well, it appears we are starting this off with a bang.
Oh gosh, that was bad.
That was pretty good, Gundham.
That was wonderful.
The pun was unintended.
That did.
Is someone getting shot?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Is that all you got?
I can't tell. I don't know. if they're being shot or if they're moaning. I'm scared.
I think
Well,
it's that they're getting shot.
Let us just wait and see what the context
Actually, no,
gives
I'm
us.
hoping it's none of the options. Oh god.
Okay, yes, definitely shot.
Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness he
yeah,
missed.
because...
Let's retreat
okay,
for
yeah.
now.
No kidding. Let's get out of
Hey,
here.
it's the two people from the beginning!
That's right. You better run, you stupid punks. Stay out of our territory.
Ah.
That's
Jeez.
not very nice.
What is
that-
this?
Call it
Are
fate or call it coincidence. That one-
Wait, is this Mondo's gang? Is this a member of Mondo's gang?
It could be.
I would be concerned if that is the case.
Call it fate or call it coincidence. That one moment of violence started a chain of events I will never forget.
This formula, created in the 70s, is one of the most important in the field of financial theory.
This sounds like a really boring class.
No! Nobody cares about history!
We already
Though
graduated
there are
high
some
school.
discrepancies that are now corrected with the modern viewpoint.
Gundam, I don't think this is history. I think this is economics. Rain.
Either way,
Ooh.
it sucks!
Ooh,
Oh my gosh, the MC is pretty!
she has some pretty
All I need
eyes.
to know is...
I love
all
her
I need
hair.
to know is that my animals are beautiful, and that's it!
Oh, well.
Animals
Nobody
are
cares
beautiful.
about other...
I saw a bunch of them in the van.
I know,
Wait,
I know,
put it in
aren't they
a van?
amazing?
You put animals in the van?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Rain.
We have to drive to the dog park somehow!
Rain.
I played with some of them. It was a nice experience.
I want to go with y'all sometime.
It's been a long time since
course
we've
you
gotten
could come.
rain around here, but it is the season for rainy weather, so it's not exactly surprising. Personally, I loved the sound of it. Mood. The way the raindrops fell, like the soft tapping of fingers. It was so soothing. Even looking at the droplets
What?
hit the glass of window was strangely calming. For this reason...
Why does it look like she's holding a phone up to her ear?
Huh, I never noticed that.
It looks like she's doing like a calming thing.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
Is she like
So call me,
she's
babe.
flirting?
For this reason, I felt lucky for having a seat next to the window, though I did spend more time staring outside than I did paying attention in class. The lectures in class were pretty boring. Miss Phillips' voice wasn't soporific.
Soporific.
Okay, thank you. But I just wasn't interested in what she was saying. And since it was the period right before lunch, all I could think about was doing other things in my free time. Honestly, I didn't really care much for economics. Sure, I had good grades in this class, but it was only because I read the textbook and did my assignments that I had to.
So Makoto was right. It is economics.
I'm big brain.
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
are,
are.
Makoto.
I
mean, I don't know why she doesn't care for it. It's a wonderful class.
Byakuya, only
That
you
class is hell!
Byakuya, only you would care for that.
Economics is kind of an interesting subject.
I was only taking this class because it was mandatory. If it were up to me, I would probably have taken another course.
I like the kid.
Luckily, it was my senior year, so after this semester, it would mean the end of high school courses forever. Thank God for that. I didn't hate high school. It was just kind of mundane how the days drifted on as if there were no end to it. The only thing I really enjoyed about going to school was meeting my friends and hanging out with them. But that was kind of it. In short, I was done with high school. The start of the second semester brought a note of finality to it, and I had already applied to many universities the semester prior, and was expecting replies sometime in the next few months. It seemed like the start of something new, something that would change. That is, if things could change. I stared at the faint outline of raindrops in the distance. For now, I was stuck in this class.
Miss Anderson.
Ah! You look boring.
Why are her eyes so far up her head?
Don't know. Miss
She looks terrifying, honestly.
Miss Phillips' voice interrupted my train of thought. Just when I was thinking about class, I quickly turned my head to face the teacher. Hopefully she didn't pick me just because she knows I'm spacing out. Yes, ma'am? I can't get over our name.
I love
Would
the
you care to
sprite.
read the equation I set up on the blackboard?
Oh, we weren't paying attention.
Oh, shit. Oh, I think I read about that in the textbook last night. It should be the Black Scholes model formula. I almost forgot to say model. Oops.
Very good as always, Miss Anderson.
You don't seem to like that.
I love her sprite.
It's very cute.
Like, can we just take a moment to appreciate it?
It's so cute.
You look like a bright child.
All
I mean, clearly,
six of us.
I mean,
Children.
judging from the way the teacher was talking, it seems like we have an A in this class, so.
Anderson.
That is very good.
It followed me wherever I went. Most people didn't really know me by my first name, but rather by my, I mean, with a first name like the one we had.
That's probably a good thing.
Exactly.
I do believe that is probably the better option.
No doubt, since the surname was the trademark of the internationally famous and philanthropic fucking heck Anderson family.
Philanthropic.
But because
Philanthropic.
I got it. Thank you. And because the founder was my own grandfather, Suzu, one of my best friends, turned around and proudly gave me a punch to the shoulder.
Kick ass, girl.
Yes.
I don't like her mouth.
Byakuya, shush. From beside me, I heard Naomi, another one of my best friends, clearing her throat in obvious disapproval of Suzu's choice of words.
She means good job.
Miss
I like her.
I figured.
Oi.
Care to tell me who the creators of this formula were?
Some guys named Black and Shoals.
Fisher Black and Myron Scholes.
Very good, Miss Patterson.
I definitely like her.
Of course you do.
Better study next time, Suzu. Be like us and study once in a while.
Suzu rolled her eyes.
Dang.
Suzu rolled her eyes.
That was a burn. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Suzu rolled her eyes and slouched in her chair as Naomi gave her a small smirk. She always pouted when Naomi showed her up.
That's the end of
Well,
today's
they seem like
lecture.
the best of
Now,
friends.
let's separate into groups and work on your projects. Remember, everything is due on Monday. Go ahead now.
Yay!
We have
Project
a group
time!
project.
Oh, wait!
I love that Naomi girl. She looks pretty.
I think they're all very
She
pretty.
is.
Yeah.
Wait, she kinda has a bow like you, Sonia.
Does
That's
she?
true, Sonia.
Well, that's flattering to hear.
Before I knew it, Suzu and Naomi had scooted their desks to align with mine, and we turned into the Three Musketeers. Whenever the teacher let students decide on groups, we always grouped together in our little trio. It was a sheer stroke of luck that we managed to be in the same class, so we had to at least take the opportunity and stick together as much as we could. Besides, we were most comfortable around each other than, say, compared being around any other classmate. It just made sense for us to put our heads together for any kind of project. I took out the poster we were working on and rolled it open onto the 3 desks. We were pretty much finished with fulfilling most of the guidelines for the project, though we did still have to add a few finishing touches here and there. After working on making the poster a bit prettier, we sat back and inspected our work to see what we still had to do. Naomi, as usual, was the first to look for any issues. She lightly tapped a pencil against her chin, staring intently at the project.
Alright, so let's see. We finished the budgeting section, the building leasing, and the cost for labor. What else do we need?
Suzu straightened up to look
I
at
really like her.
Of course you do.
She's
I
fit
really
for an
like her
assistant.
voice.
Wait, you would have her as your assistant?
Yes.
Okay. Suzu straightened up to look at the poster and stroked her chin. After a few seconds, her face brightened and she spoke up.
How about a company name? Huh? Did we really skip over that?
Apparently.
Of course we did. You always go straight into the logical statistics and stuff that you completely skip over the fact. We need a name for our project.
I can just imagine that they've had a few projects where they've gone up and the teachers asked for their name and they're like, crap. What do we do?
That sounds like that is the case, doesn't it?
At least we caught it this time. What do we name it?
Oh my gosh,
Not
so it
sure.
appears that they have.
What do you If think?
What do you think, Mabiak?
God, that is horrendous.
I still question how that would be pronounced.
I'm going with Mabiak.
I think it's a wonderful name.
I'm going with Mabiak.
Mabia.
I
Mabiak.
don't like that.
Byakuya, shush. It always came down to me.
Yeah, Byakuya, you don't have any rights.
Byakuya Togami has no rights.
I have more rights than any of you because I am more wealthy.
Byakuya, please don't bring politics into this dating sim. I don't want it here.
They're in an economics class.
Okay, fair point.
I mean,
technically, you already have.
I mean, I can and I will.
Byakuya, please. I just
But
came
I
to
would
have a good
appreciate
time.
if you would not.
Fine.
I just came to have a good time.
Fine, I won't.
Thank you.
Unless it is necessary.
Fine. It always came down
What
to
time
me.
would be necessary?
Don't ask.
Is she wearing... Wait, is the MC
H?
wearing suspenders?
No, I don't think so. I think that's like
It
a
looks
vest.
like she's wearing
I think
suspenders.
that's a vest. I think it's like a vest thing.
They do look like suspenders.
Yeah, they do, but I'm pretty sure it's a vest. It always came down to me. Whenever there was something to be named or titled, I was the master in ending decision, even when I didn't want to be.
I like Trinity Corporations.
Byakuya, I swear if you make us pick this one.
That is way too predictable. How about the Dragon Company?
What do dragons have to do with our project?
What? It's a totally unpredictable name. It's hot.
But our company sells bubble gum.
Who said we can't produce spicy bubble gum?
What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think?
Mabiyak. Who just
Mabiyak.
wants to be in charge of saying the name whenever it shows up? Both of them looked at me expectantly. Even though I wasn't quite sure myself, I didn't really want to choose sides, but if it were up to me, I would say... Guys, we gotta choose.
Oh no. I'm not really good
You have to pick the name?
Yeah, we have to pick.
Trinity Corporation sounds like the better option if they're selling bubblegum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly like either of the names. I feel like there was a better name they could have come up with, but
They both sound very good, nice.
I kind of like the Dragon Company, but I'll let you guys choose first.
I agree with Makoto. The Dragon sounds better.
It will be interesting to see where the story leads if we do pick that.
Trinity Corporation is more of a serious name and not like a child's fantasy.
But, like...
But it will
we're
be
in
fun if it's a
school.
child fantasy.
We're in school, Byakuya. No
This
one's...
game is supposed to be our fantasy!
Whatever.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. And it seems like Dragon Company has won.
Booyah! Dragon Company it is!
Oh, I just noticed there was something that appeared in the corner over there. I wonder what that meant.
I wonder.
Alright, now that we've decided on a name, now what?
Bell time. As we ended,
I love how she's so accepting of it, just like, alright, whatever.
she's not a sore loser, unlike someone I know. As
I am not a sore loser.
Ooh.
I didn't say it was you. I just said I know someone who's a sore loser. Why'd
You
ask-
looked at me.
I didn't look at you.
Yes, I
No,
saw your side
no,
glance.
you didn't.
I saw that side glance, yes you did.
You can't make me say anything.
Are you sure about that?
Maybe. Anyway, as we ended our name game, a giggle scrambled my thoughts. Huh? Who was that?
Ignore it. It's just Lisette.
Ah, bitch name.
Oh, are we getting bullied?
Oh, that suck. I hate being bullied.
I mean, I understand why we're getting bullied with a name like ours.
Stop!
As much as I hate to admit
tried!
it.
I tried, okay!
It's a nice name,
As much as I hate to admit it.
in my
I
subjective
agree.
opinion.
I would love to name one of my dogs after it.
Aw.
I dare you.
Think
to
of that when you
name
name your
after
dog
that.
that.
Okay, I looked over my shoulder
I
to
will.
I looked over my shoulder to see her laughing with her circle of friends, mostly comprised of popular people that were practically friends with everyone in school. And as a result,
Why aren't we in that group?
Huh?
Why aren't we in that group? I mean, look at us. We're pretty enough.
But who said we're social enough?
Very true.
That is very true.
And as a result, everyone in school knew them. In the center of it all was Lisette White. Her last name's White?
What kind of name is that?
I don't know.
I've never heard of the name Lisette before.
Probably like European.
Honestly, it sounds pretty cool.
Or American. She sat in a posture that indicated she was still working, but that she also was ready to casually chat about her day.
I wonder what that looks like.
Too bad we don't have a picture. She had an endearing balance of charismatic and awkward, which was readily apparent when she first talked to someone. It was easy to make her smile and laugh, and she was quite the comedian as well. Basically, she was perfect. Not that she was like a robot or something, but she was the student that everyone else wanted to be. Lisette was bright, easygoing, and above all, had her future laid out right in front of her. Unlike the average student, she knew what she wanted to do after high school, and as a result, she was confident and ambitious, though sometimes it could rub a lot of people the wrong way. Moreover,
I enjoy how Suzu is just standing there like, I am done with this.
Moreover,
I want to leave.
That's a mood. Moreover, I had known her ever since I was young, but it had ultimately resulted in a rivalry that continued today. Of course, my friends knew what was between us, and upon seeing me glance at her, they shifted their attention to her.
She doesn't even look like she's working, in my opinion.
She probably is, but she's too much of a stuck-up priss to allow herself to look like she's actually doing work.
Oh, come on, Suzu. She may be a little off-putting, but she's not the giant priss that you're making her seem to be.
The day she isn't a priss is the day I turn into you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Never mind. It's about time! Let's bail!
Unsurprisingly, Suzu was the first out of the classroom, slinging her backpack over her shoulder with ease as she quickly strolled out the door.
Her seat isn't even closest to the exit, and she always manages to be the first one out of the door. I don't think I'll ever understand that.
Go on, Gundham.
I'm sorry for interrupting. I was going to say, she seems like the type of person to have her backpack open. So imagine if she slung it on her back and then all of her stuff just flew out and then she left anyway.
That would be unfortunate.
That sounds like
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't really care.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. I have
Honestly,
done that
yes, it
before.
does.
I have done that before. Wait, oh well. Okay. I wish I was as fast as her as getting... I wish I was as fast as her getting out of here, or me and you both, Naomi.
Me and you both, Naomi, because...
I think since we agreed with Suzu last time, we should
agree with Naomi this time.
I mean, she could have hung out. She could have hung out with us and helped us get her stuff together. Like,
pleasing both sides is the logical way to go through these kind of things.
Okay.
That is uncivilized.
So we're gonna say.
Is it?
No, wait. I didn't mean the choice. I meant the way she just ran out of there without batting an eyelash at us.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Abandoned us.
Well, I went with the appeasing Naomi. And also another, little thingy appeared in the corner. I really wonder what those are.
I believe those are to indicate that we made the correct choice for something.
Wait, do these two characters have routes?
Do they?
If they have routes, then that would make sense why it's there. I'll look at the Steam achievements later for it, and I'll tell you guys next time we do this. She gave me a smile as if relieved by the fact that I felt the same way as she did.
See? Why can't she just be normal like the two of us?
With our name?
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a little rude even.
She doesn't have to be normal.
It suits you, Naomi. Think about it.
There is no such thing as normal when you really think about it, Naomi.
Very true.
Oh, that sounded like a force.
Being normal is a subjective opinion.
Are you coming or what?
We heard you the first time. Not everyone has rocket boosters attached to their legs when the bell rings.
Can you eat it?
Are you kidding me? That class was ridiculously boring. Even Miss Valedictorian here was dozing off a bit.
We're valedictorian?
Well, dang.
I do have to admit I was spacing out. And just because I answered one question doesn't mean I'm automatically the valedictorian.
Okay, so it wasn't
we're not
too
actually
interesting. But you should at least pay attention when Phillips is talking about the important parts.
So you finally admit it. We're finally on the same wavelength. Welcome to the club, Patterson.
What's up with her thing and calling everyone by their last name?
Please, don't call me by my last name. This isn't the classroom.
She's offended.
Never in a million years will we ever see things eye to eye.
She's offended.
How dare you agree with me, peasant?
Despite this, they both burst out in laughter. Normally,
why is that so wholesome? Why do they sound
nice
so
to
wholesome
see.
together?
It's nice to see how, despite their differences, they can still be good friends.
Normally anyone would think that opposites like them would never associate with each other, but even though they were so different, their friendship somehow made a lot of sense. Maybe they were just perfect complements, or personality just didn't dictate the possibility of their friendship. After all, we three had been best friends since preschool. You've maintained your friendship for that long?
Alright,
That is
so
very
where are we
admirable.
heading to first?
Yeah.
Cafeteria? I think we can all agree that we're really hungry, especially after hearing about our company's line of deliciously spicy bubblegum.
Who would even buy that? I wonder.
Me? I would pay good money to get a taste of it.
Ah. She likes spicy things. You do like your... Wait, frick. I put a your. You do like spicy food after all. I predicted that. Totally. We entered the cafeteria, a bustling room filled with aromas of different kinds of food. As we got in line, we ordered our meals and chatted freely.
Cajun
I enjoy
fries
how
and
we-
a spicy chicken burger for me. That's my definition of a good meal.
I'm sorry, I keep hitting play.
No, it's alright.
Their
I
cafeteria looks
enjoy
pretty nice.
how... Yeah, it does. I wonder who the architect was. That's interesting. Anyway, I was going to say, I enjoy how they just slide across the screen when we go to a different location.
Oh, man. I wish Junko programmed the game like that, so we could just... That would've been funny.
That
I'll
would have
take
been
a tuna
amazing.
sandwich and some juice. You're probably going to need water or something to curb all that spicy flavor, Suzu.
I can't be tamed by the likes of that. If it's spicy, then it's gotta be all or nothing.
You're crazy!
She has guts, and I admire that.
I think I'm getting a migraine.
Oof. I think
She acts like a mother.
I think I'll go with... Do we
Some
agree
kind of
with one of them, or do we be independent, guys?
Let's be
Independent.
Did you all...
Independence is very admirable.
Okay, you all said independence, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because you all kind of just, like, melded together, and I was like, what? Okay. That sounds good. Also, I didn't read what it said. It said mac and cheese and soda. Once we got our food, we settled down at one of the empty tables, putting our backpacks aside to finally dig into the food. Suzu leaned back in her chair, tilting it back so she could rest her feet on the table by her food. I can read, guys! I swear.
Alright then. Is there anything we want to talk about?
Boys.
No.
Bored already.
Boys. I agree.
Yes.
I agree to talking about boys. I'll start. I like guys with glasses.
Oh.
You do now.
You got...
I know. Let's talk about...
Say boys, and I will never speak to you ever again.
Dang it. Wait, no. I want to be a part of this conversation. Please?
Are we talking to a lesbian?
Oh, she... Okay, then that would make sense why the, like, little choice indicator thing popped up in the corner.
Well then.
But I want to talk about boys. Please?
Aw, why not?
I'm on Naomi's side on this one. Please. Let me talk about boys.
What's so interesting about talking about guys? It's not like any of us are gonna get boyfriends anytime soon.
Listen, you may be a lesbian,
feel-
but I am a gay boy.
I smell the homo.
I hang around with
That's wonderful.
But
I hang around with Byakuya and Makoto all the time, so I know a gay person when I see it.
see, I am a bisexual boy. I can talk about girls, Suzu, if that's also what you want. I can talk about them.
we
do
have the
could.
capability to talk about both.
Yeah.
We don't know that. What if one of us does get a boyfriend?
Us at the end of this game. Hey guys, you ain't gonna believe it.
I got a
Like
boyfriend.
that's going to happen, Naomi.
Ah, shit.
Look at us. I'm a tiny Italian. You're a ditzy blonde.
You're Italian?
She's
blonde?
barely blonde.
She.
Naomi
Okay, am I
looks more
colorblind?
like. No, I don't think so. Her hair looks more orange.
Yeah.
Probably.
It looks dyed.
Probably just
Suzu looks like an unnatural blonde, like she dyed her hair. I'm sorry, I just.
And her roots look brown. What?
It was probably just the artist.
She probably dyed her hair. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, oof.
Maybe she dyed a lot.
Naomi's insulted.
No offense. And Anderson here. Well, I guess she could land a boyfriend or girlfriend if she wants.
Heck yes! I agree.
Yes.
Or girlfriend?
This is 2020, Naomi. We don't discriminate.
Naomi!
She can be a lesbian.
This has to be necessary information.
She can be a lesbian if she wants.
Spoken from a true lesbian.
That's okay, Suzu. I'm not sure I want a boyfriend yet. Literally 10 minutes later. Well!
Why not?
Guys, you're never going to believe
Might
this.
as well get a boyfriend.
Yes.
Maybe she's just not
I found-
interested in a relationship, Suzu.
I found 5 boys who were hot.
I
okay?
smell jealousy. I smell jealousy from Naomi.
Well, it really wasn't about wanting a relationship, but more there was no one interesting enough to be in a relationship with until I met the 5 boys that were on the cover of this game. Don't get me wrong, I'm an open person, but there were not many interesting guys in the school to go out with. Why is that mood? It's just a mood. That's just
Are you trying to imply something?
No, I'm just saying that, like, in middle school, there weren't many interesting people. Just...
Oh, wow, Makoto.
Okay, I meant besides you. You were like, wow.
He said not that many, implying that there were a couple, and I'm assuming you were
Well,
one
I'll accept that then.
Who knows? Time will tell. Naomi looked at me, wanting to continue the conversation. However, before she could speak, the speakers in the cafe started up, and an announcement echoed through the cafeteria. I can read. I swear.
Miss Anderson,
No, you can't,
come to the main
Makoto.
office immediately. Please bring your tickets with you.
Ah, shoot. Are we in trouble?
Are we gonna meet the
Are
5
we-
guys?
Are we leaving?
The 5...
Is that the reason why?
The 5
Wait,
guys pick us up
wait,
from school.
Wait. I feel like I know where this might be going.
Uh-oh.
Are we... I feel like I have a feeling too, but I'm not gonna say it.
The 5
I
guys
feel like
picked
we
us
might get. I feel like we might be put into an arranged marriage, but I could be wrong.
Oh!
Where is... Okay.
Oh my.
Looks like our plans have been cut short. The men in white coats have finally come to get you.
I'm not that insane.
I have a feeling she's not joking.
Suzu, don't joke around. What if it's serious?
Fine. If something happens, just call us.
We're gonna meet 5 hot guys. Please.
Why is she sweet?
Because she...
Why is I like Susie's voice? She's
Funny enough, something did happen.
Oh, I
And
knew
it
it.
certainly was no laughing matter. We got kidnapped, guys!
What? Oh
Cold. It was really cold. Wait, are we
no!
actually...
I'm
Yeah,
scared.
we actually got
I'm
kidnapped.
scared.
Have we
I'm
actually
very-
been kidnapped?
I am afraid.
The rain became heavier that afternoon, accompanied by rolling thunder now and then. The skies...
I do not think we have been kidnapped.
Okay, yeah, I don't actually think. The skies had turned dark, though I couldn't see any of it under the black umbrella. Are we at a funeral?
Makoto, are you
dear.
kidding?
We're at a funeral, aren't we?
Died.
Oh my gosh, who died? Not
This is concerning.
Not that I was looking up. In fact, looking up was the exact opposite of what I wanted to do. I stared at the grass beneath my feet. Oh my gosh, we're at a funeral! God!
Oh my god.
Oh no, who died?
Unable to look
I'm very concerned.
Unable to look up at the people weeping around me, all I could see was the damp grass underneath my feet. Only the monotone eulogies? I hope I said that right. I probably...
Eulogies.
Thank you. That floated through my ears reminded me that I was at a funeral.
Okay, we are at a funeral.
It was only when the speeches ended that I finally was able to raise my head. A small...
Oh.
Harold
Is that our
and-
father?
I don't think that's our father. Maybe grandfather? A small gathering of people, mostly made of relatives that I didn't even know were related to me, were huddled around a simple, small grave. For a while, all I heard was the sound of raindrops and umbrellas. If it weren't raining, everything would have probably been in a heavy silence. I looked beside me, where my grandfather, was standing
it
holding
was
a large
grandfather.
Not the father.
black umbrella for our small family of 3. His face was emotionless, a strange sight next to my weeping mother. Wait, who was the grandfather
who died?
related? It was the grandfather, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming related to the mother.
Mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the mother's like weeping, so I mean, I guess it makes sense. I wonder what was going through his mind. After all, etched into the smooth grave tombstone
no,
before us
we
was
were
his
wrong.
Oh, wait.
We were wrong.
So the son isn't
We were very
crying
wrong.
at his own dad's funeral.
But the...
But his wife
I mean,
is sobbing
might be
instead.
He might be in shock.
Could be.
Could be. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
It could, or they could just have a very rough relationship.
Somehow his wife has a better relationship with his dad than him.
Yeah, I don't know about that part.
My grandfather, who raised me like his own daughter, had passed away that day. The ceremony was small. Only class family.
Only the high class were allowed at this funeral.
Were allowed to come. Slowly though.
I mean, that would
It
make
sounds
sense,
like
right?
Byakuya funeral.
Okay, I would allow a few of you to come.
Would I be allowed to come?
You can be Makoto's +1.
Yes.
And I?
Yes, because I like you.
Thank you.
Just met this person today and suddenly you're liked by Byakuya. That's a
That
really high
is
honor.
That's a very
That
good
makes me really happy to hear.
Yet
That's a very good achievement.
it took him forever to like me. That's fine.
But look at you guys now.
Yes. Though
Snuggling in front of a game to romance fictional men.
Yep. People began to leave, leaving my father, mother, and me behind the grave. Wait, at the grave, not behind the grave.
Behind the grate. Okay.
I can't read.
Makoto.
I
Makoto.
swear.
If it was behind the grave, I would question which behind, because if it's behind as in the underside, then I would be concerned.
It's on the ground, so...
A man dressed in a clean black suit under the uniform black umbrella of the funeral attendees walked towards us, introducing himself as grandfather's lawyer. He pulled out a few documents from a suitcase and began to read aloud its contents.
And now,
What?
I shall read Harold
Right
Anderson's
now?
last will and testament.
Only my parents and I were allowed to be present at my grandfather's will. It was under the strict request of his lawyer, and there was a reason why.
And to my dearest granddaughter, I give my estate. All the furniture and decor that resides within the house shall also be given to my granddaughter.
We're getting his house, guys!
We're getting a house.
We're
a
getting a
house
house!
at that.
I couldn't believe my ears. I had earned the family estate at 18? That was impossible, and yet it was written in my own grandfather's hand.
He passed the family
technically-
estate to her? Why am I not surprised?
I don't like him. I don't
Why
like
is
him.
he salty? What?
I don't like him. He acts too much like my father.
Oh, Byakuya. There. Okay.
Can we continue?
Yes, we're gonna continue. It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mother.
Mom. Thank you,
did
Mom.
he say
Yeah, thank you,
anything
Mom.
about what will become of the CEO and chairman position of the Anderson Toys Company?
Can we just skip
Is
So
that
he
all you
doesn't,
care?
He
Is that-
doesn't care about his father dying. He just cares about who will become the CEO.
No. It is presumed that the vice chairman will succeed the position.
Even to the bitter end, he wouldn't give in. What a stubborn old man.
Can we just shut the dad up
I'm-
permanently?
I'm assuming that he did not have a good relationship with his father at the
Obviously. Shaking his head, my father turned to face my mother with a serious expression on his face.
About the estate. Should we send her there to get used to the building? It'll be a good place for her to live after high school.
Wait, you're making me move in already?
Are you sure we should?
That is.
You're
I
kicking
mean-
me out already.
I mean, technically, you should give her time to get over
They probably
get over
want to
it.
get rid of her.
Yeah, what?
They just want to get rid
I
of
feel
us.
like
Don't
they
love us,
should.
guys.
I feel like we should be given time to grieve properly before being shoved into the house that our grandfather, who literally just died. It said today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for our grandfather, who literally just died like this morning. Before, yeah. So
Why not?
Give
this
her
would be a
time.
good experience for her.
Honey,
Well, I
What?
don't know, Father. Maybe to the 18.
Why are you asking me? I really wasn't sure what to say. Why did my grandfather think I was I was the appropriate heir to the mansion. Was I ready to live on my own?
Well, that seems to be it. We'll be taking our leave now. I'm sure the little heiress needs some time to adjust.
Asshole!
He sounds so
Why
bitter.
the fuck is so mean?
He sounds very bitter and too much like my father.
He's very cold.
Not even taking her opinion. She didn't even answer.
This is why we need to permanently shut him up. This is my petition.
David.
Oh my gosh, his name is David. Even though
Then that's twice the jerk name then.
Yep. Even though she raised her voice, my dad wordlessly began walking back to the car, disinterested.
Don't mind him, honey. I think that your grandfather's passing really affected him. Why don't we get back home for now?
I really do not think that. I really do not think it affected him that much.
Yeah, he seems more angry.
Yeah, that he did not get to have the estate and the CEO
and the company. You can go ahead to the car, Mom. I think I need some time alone with Grandpa.
Oh, of course. Take all the time you need.
I like her. She reminds me of my mom.
She has a very soothing voice.
She reminds me of my mom.
She does remind me of your mom too. Your mom is so kind.
Yeah. She gave me a quick hug and hurried after my dad. I looked around the funeral grounds, which was completely empty, save for the sullen-looking grave that was laid in front of me.
Was this the only grave then?
I guess. I'm sure if Grandpa were in charge of arranging all this, it would have been much different. It was blatantly obvious that my dad was in charge of the whole event. Who else would bury their own family the same day they pass away?
I was wondering that.
Everyone knew my grandfather's love for toys, and yet the grave was a mere stone slab on the ground, void of any children's toys. My dad didn't even bother putting flowers.
That is very heartless.
What the heck is wrong with my dad?
I think our father is a sociopath.
I wouldn't be surprised.
His disdain for my grandfather was almost pitiful. Sorry, Grandpa. I tried to force out some words, but the only thing that came out was a choked sob. You told me to stay strong, but right now, I'm the farthest from it. Like that one time. A long time ago. Flashback? Flashback!
What happened? Ooh!
Ooh, I like our grandfather.
Okay, I'm gonna take on a child's voice, guys. Grandpa!
Oh, it's so good to see you again, sweetie.
Ignore the fact that I can't do voices. I was swept.
He's scary.
He scares you?
His voice is scary.
Okay. I was swept into a giant bear hug, and we both laughed as he swung me around like an airplane. It was one of.
That is very wholesome.
Yes.
That is very wholesome.
It was
It's
one
a
of.
wholesome.
Maybe
I
our
agree.
Maybe our dad hates our grandfather because he's the one that chose their name.
Perhaps.
He's salty.
Perhaps.
Or maybe he's just jealous that we loved him more than him.
Actually, that's probably it.
That is also understandable.
So many theories. It was one of my favorite things about seeing my grandfather, the way he greeted me. Unlike my father, my grandfather was loving and playful, even as I grew older.
Does our father not like us either?
I guess. Just the minute he saw us, just
Apparently so. He did allow us to just move out.
No, just imagine, like, we just come out of the room and he's like, nope, not my kid.
You need to move out, child.
Sorry that Daddy couldn't be here today. He said he wasn't feeling too good again. That wasn't the same voice I did before, but shh.
I definitely feel like our grandfather and father did not get along.
Nope. It had always been like that. Dad missed every visit to Grandpa's house, citing that he was busy with work or wasn't feeling well.
Is that so? Well, that's okay. Daddy can come around next time. And you're here, right?
And by next time, I mean never.
I mean,
He sounds dehydrated. Is he getting enough water?
Yeah, he really does.
I enjoy how it is black and white, signifying it is a flashback.
As a singer, his voice kind of worries me.
Yeah.
He needs to probably take a drink of water.
Yeah. So what are we doing today, Grandpa? Mommy says there's a new dessert cafe open in town. Maybe we could go?
Oh, I would love to,
No.
but I've been so busy with the company these days. We're actually working on a little something. Would you like to see?
Yes. I'm sorry. I said yes, and then the line was yes. Yes! Ooh, is that a toy? I want to see a toy.
It is. I was designing a new line of them, but I feel like something's missing. You don't think you could help me out, could you?
Let me see that toy, Grandpa.
Can I see the toy?
Of course.
Are we a young child critic?
I guess. He placed the. Oh my gosh! It's that one character from Food Wars. It's the girl who's like a food, who like has the super special palette. We're like that, but with toys.
We're like
Arena Nakuri.
Howell, but younger.
He placed.
Food Wars is a splendid show.
Thank you. He placed the toy in my hands with a smile, and I inspected it carefully. It was beautifully crafted, and obviously a lot of work was put into it. There was one thing, though.
So, what do you think?
The fluff isn't fluffy enough.
Can we see the toy?
I think the heart on its chest should light up when you hug it. It'll be like it's alive, and it could be a little nightlight before you sleep.
That's actually a cute idea.
He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments...
Why is this wholesome?
Because it is wholesome.
This is very wholesome.
It's wholesome.
But she said she was sad in the moment.
I guess it'll get sad at some point, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
He stroked...
Or maybe it's, like, painful to remember. You know, like how when you lose a loved one, and then it's, like, hard to remember stuff. Especially the good times, because it just hurts, knowing that you can't have those good times anymore.
Byakuya,
I think that might be it. Are you
We
okay,
don't talk
Byakuya?
about that. We don't talk about that.
Okay.
No.
He stroked his chin, considering my input while nodding his head. After a few moments of silent deliberation, he turned to me with a chuckle.
That's a great idea. I'll get to changing it right away. You're always like my little lucky charm, dear. You always know what to add to make the perfect toy.
Well, I hope I can be like you one day, Grandpa.
You want to make toys as well?
No, not make toys. Make people happy.
No, I want your house.
I want your house! And
are we sure the real psychic isn't Makoto?
Wait, what? Did I guess the line?
Sure?
I guessed the line!
You did.
I'm coming for your hero! I'm coming for your hero! I'm coming for your talent, hero!
No, I think Sayaka already came for it. I think you're coming after Sayaka's.
That is very
Sayaka,
true.
I'm coming after your psychic talent thingy.
Mm-mm.
Coming after
I am still psychic.
No, I'm coming after it. It's mine now.
You can
I'm still
both have
more
it.
psychic than you.
You can both have it.
Well, making people happy is the best feeling in the world. I don't know if I want to make toys when I grow up, though. What I do want is your house and your sexy manservants.
Yes.
We are
exactly.
We are like
He's what now?
5. We are like 5.
What's wrong with that?
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
When I was
He
5,
sounds
I
a little
wanted a big house.
nasally.
When I was
Is he
5, I
ill?
wanted a big house.
He might be ill.
He sounds nasally.
When I was 5, I wanted a big house.
Not the house part.
The sexy servants part?
Oh, that
Yes.
part.
I mean, I don't know. Children hear everything on the internet these days.
Oh, that.
I think we need
true,
someone
but
to
I feel like-
confirm.
I feel
Kibo,
like we're-
can you confirm this?
Hold on. Huh?
Can you confirm that children can read anything on the internet nowadays?
That is technically true if you give them the right materials to do so.
See?
So it just
But
depends on...
it's not recommended. Do not do that.
Do not.
Because there are some things. There are some things children shouldn't see.
So don't forget, parents, put put parental restrictions on.
I'm gonna put parental...
Yes, as my creator did for me.
Oh. That makes sense. Daddy doesn't think of it the same way, though. He just
Your
wants
father.
money.
I'm sure he just wants the best for you.
I don't think so.
I think
so
he just
sure of
wants to
I'm
exploit us and use us.
Is this what we call having daddy issues?
Yes.
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 Understandable.
Sonia.
You said that we need to look at him. I'm staring directly at his face now.
I'm staring at your house, sir.
He bent down to look at me eye level with a serious look on his face.
As much as your father may say something that doesn't make sense now, you must remember that he's always thinking about you. He loves you. There's no doubt about that. And you need to love him just as equally.
Watch like our dad...
But what if I don't want to?
Watch like our dad physically abuses us or something. Watch.
I feel like it would be psychologically, or else the grandfather would know and do something about it.
Fair point. He just abuses us in some way. Watch. I don't hate Daddy. I really do love him. I don't know why he's like this, though.
Your father and I have had some difficulties with each other in the past. But it's nothing that you should be concerned about.
I secretly do demon magic, and your father is coming in with his Christian bullshit.
Don't do that on my Christian Minecraft server.
Honestly, now he's concerning me.
I heard tidbits of this from my mother and various other people. The only people who stayed quiet were my father and grandfather. Both of them refrained from saying a word on the subject matter, but it was clear that whatever happened set up a wall between them.
I really want to know.
Behold, more daddy issues.
It's hard though.
There's just daddy issues, period.
Trying to pretend as if nothing were wrong.
However, no matter what, you have to stay strong. You're a big girl already, and, well, there'll come a day when it seems like it's you against the world. But always remember that your family and friends will be here with you.
No, it was a joke. It was a joke. It was supposed to be the fact that, like... It was supposed to be the fact that, like, 3 guys are, like, controlling the head, and then there were, like, 2 girls, and then a robot. It was a joke.
Oh, I totally flew that over my head. I totally flew over my head.
No, it's okay. He said his line.
Daddy, Mommy, your friends at school, me. We'll stand together to get through it.
Through what?
This hellhole that we call life. How can you be so sure of that?
Because we'll be right here and here.
He pointed his finger to my head first and then pointed at my chest. I'll always be in your thoughts. And
your memories and your heart.
So stay strong. Promise?
I promise. For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, I can read. The expression disappeared.
I don't think you can read, Makoto. I'm very sorry, but I
have dyslexia now. The expression disappeared from his...
I mean, would you like to be tested? I will gladly pay for
it.
It's You should get that checked,
It's
Makoto.
fine. I can read. I swear.
Makoto, I think your reading skills here have proven otherwise.
No, it's just like my brain is just like, let's remove some of the words and change the letters. And I'm like, okay. So I read like that. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Makoto,
that's not how it's supposed to go.
Makoto, I'm pretty sure that's that's a form of dyslexia.
Wait, it is? I've been like that my entire life.
Oh,
that is indeed a form of dyslexia.
Oh no, Makoto.
I have dyslexia? Oh, well, just found out something new on a video.
Makoto, don't worry, I will set up an appointment to get you professionally tested, because I am not a doctor.
Thank you, Byakuya.
We find this out on a video on a dating site.
On a
dating game.
Just... For a moment he looked almost sad, pleading, but as quickly as it had come, the expression disappeared from his face, and he was all smiles once again. Promise. Upon hearing that, Grandpa let out a burst of laughter and stood up.
Alright then, enough of that. How about I whip up some special homemade dessert? I know it can't accompany you at that new cafe, but we sure can talk and eat while
I got scared.
Why?
I thought it was just going to stop at whip.
How about I whip?
I thought it was going to say, how about I whip you? That was about to be so...
Please don't!
Homemade dessert? I'll race you to the kitchen.
Slow down there. I'm not what I used to be.
Okay, is there a way?
How old are we here?
I think we're like 10, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna turn up the voice acting.
Say
we are a child.
5.
Or like a child. I don't know how old I was supposed to be voicing. I was just like, okay.
I feel like we were supposed to be 5.
Well, I can't do that voice, Byakuya. You willed me the very home I loved to see you in. Why? Why would you think I was ready to take it? Especially after this. A surge of anger bubbled within me, but I quickly swallowed it. There was no use getting mad, especially when the person in question was no longer there. I'm sorry. It's hard to stay calm when you've left me with so many questions. Especially about what happened between you and Dad. What am I doing? Talking to a grave. My vision blurred, and suddenly I realized that I was crying. My face heated up with tears and rolled down my cheeks. I can't read. I'll bring you some flowers later. I miss you, Grandpa. I'll try my best to fulfill my promise I gave to you, even if the world might be turned against me. I left the grave, wiping my tears hastily so my parents wouldn't see. But they would expect you to cry!
It's time to head back home. I'll cook up your favorite lasagna when we get home, okay?
Thank you, Mom.
I like our mother. Our mother's nice.
Our mother's amazing.
Yes. Thanks, Mom. However, my dad didn't speak the entire drive home! I wanted to...
Oh my god.
I wanted to talk to him.
Of course.
But after this moment at the funeral, I wasn't sure it was a good idea.
It's about time
was
we
I
took
the
off those dreary black clothes.
Are you?
Sir.
We aren't wearing black clothes.
Are you serious?
Gathering my courage...
Nobody cares, Dad.
I decided...
I don't have to listen to you.
I decided that it was time to talk. Dad, could I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Why? Oh my gosh. Okay.
That
okay.
sounds very assertive and scary.
I would like to point out one thing. He stands like Byakuya.
He does not.
Byakuya, he's doing that thing that you do.
He does not. He does not. He does not. I do it completely differently.
He speaks like Byakuya too.
No, he does not.
That's very
we
true.
sound nothing
he
alike.
kind of reminds me of Byakuya, but Byakuya is better.
Yeah,
thank you.
Byakuya got, like, redemption, at least.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
father, so far,
I got a redemption arc.
Got a redemption arc through Hope's Peak. Why do you want me to move into the estate so soon?
Go ahead.
Ah, shit, I went back!
I thought I made that rather clear. The college near your grandfather's house is well known for its business program. You are planning to major in business, yes?
Actually,
what if I don't want to?
Actually,
Father, I think I would like to become a baker.
I'm gonna major in luck and motivational speaking.
I'm gonna major in singing.
I mean, yes, I am going to major in business, but
everyone else in the mind disagrees.
Honestly, the father scares me a bit.
I'm going to major in business, but I bet I know a lot more well-known colleges than you ever could. So what if that one college is close by? I can easily pick a better college. And besides, there's not a guarantee that I will get in, so we need to keep our options open.
Oof.
Does he not know how to pick colleges? Wait, why does he actually look sad?
I don't know, actually.
Right after you graduate from high school, you'll just live there and can easily commute to and from school. It's a perfect fit for you.
But...
Well, Dad, I mean,
that is a very convenient place if it's close to the high school and to the college.
But it's so sudden. You just decided so quickly right after the funeral.
Don't be so sensitive. If you're like that in the real world, you'll be crushed.
Don't be a pansy.
Jeez.
He's basically telling you to not be a human being and breathe healthily.
I
don't like him.
We love him.
He's telling you to suck it up, and I don't like it.
We love him. I'm just saying.
No, we shall burn in the fires of pandemonium.
Yes, he shall.
I'm just saying that maybe we could talk a bit more about my future. In reply, my father rubbed his temples and sighed quietly.
After you graduate from college, you'll work at Anderson Family Toys. I have connections since I am part of the board of directors, so you will be guaranteed a spot. That is what we talked about before, yes?
Man, this man was really
I don't like this father.
I don't like him. He's trying to control our lives.
This man was really like, here's your life on a platter. You can't have anything
There's,
else.
It's like, there's literally no redeeming qualities about this guy.
I mean,
because he didn't.
I mean, at least he's not arranging a marriage, right?
I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, at this
next
point,
thing you know, he shows up to our house and is like, "Here's your husband."
I feel like that's what's gonna happen, actually.
At least we can still defy a life plan.
But what if?
Stop mumbling.
But what if I don't want to work there?
Don't be silly. It's the family company. Our company. I'm not just going to hand it over to some incompetent vice chairman.
There's a reason he's a vice chairman.
Oh, I see what he's trying to do now.
What's he trying to do?
How do you know that your daughter isn't an incompetent vice chairman?
He's trying to get his daughter to become the vice chairman since he's not it, and he doesn't want the other person to be it. Apparently, for some reason, I don't know why.
He is aware that there are plenty of qualified people to take on the role, right?
I think it's just because he's so possessive because it's like our families. So
yeah, it's like a family business.
I mean, she'll still take control of the company. She doesn't have to be the chairman.
Well, he wants her to be CEO. So. He came closer to me and his face softened.
Look, this is all for the best, okay? You may not know it right now, but you will appreciate it later.
For some reason, when I heard him say that, something snapped in me. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, but it made me feel so angry.
Are we fighting back?
Yes, we're fighting! Good! I like this.
Yeah!
Hope!
Go, girl!
Empowerment!
Do you even care that grandfather passed away?
Of course I do.
You don't seem like it.
You don't really seem like it at all.
Well, everything seems fine and dandy to you. Things couldn't be better.
Excuse me? I don't like your tone, young lady.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't like you,
I don't
father.
like you.
Everyone's just like, I don't like you. I'm over here like, I'm gonna keep fighting.
Well, I don't like his attitude whatsoever.
I don't like you at all.
It's like nothing even happened at all. Like you just ignored the fact that he's no longer here.
Do not raise your voice at me.
I'm raising my voice at you.
Why not?
Fight me.
Why not? It seems perfectly alright for you to raise your voice at me, so why can't I raise it back? Quality.
Quality, guys. What did he ever
Wait,
do?
what happened?
What did he ever do to you to deserve this? My father, his face hardened, crossed his arms and erupted in angry laughter.
Ha!
Are we gonna get
place him upon a pedestal,
Oh my gosh, I swear if we get slapped.
like he's some kind of venerated god or something. It makes
He is a venerated god!
Wait, when did we ever
What
say
did
that?
he do?
When did we ever say that?
What did he do?
I do not recall us saying that.
Was he part of a cult? Father? Part of a cult?
Was he part of a murderous cult that we don't know about?
I think that's actually the point where this is going now.
Is that it? Are you happy seeing grandfather dead? While everyone was grieving, you were holding yourself back from laughing in everyone's faces. Did you feel just a bit happier seeing him lie in the graveyard? Oh shit.
Oh.
He slapped us. Oh my god.
A flash of rage crossed his face, and he whipped the back of his hand across my cheek.
You don't know anything! Running your mouth like somehow you know everything that went on, when you're just a little girl that doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut!
Rude.
And you're just a terrible father who hits his children.
You did not know my father! You did not know what he was capable of.
Was he in a cult?
How do you know that I don't know?
Is everything all right?
She's not aware of this?
Mother, save me!
How did you not
Mother,
hear the
save me.
slap from the kitchen.
We were just slapped. I think.
Thought you would have heard it, Mom.
Like, can we just take a minute to think about how he's just assuming that we don't know what's going on, but we could very well know what is happening and what our grandfather did and could have been in on it the entire time.
Ah.
That's very true.
Nothing. I'm not hungry. I think I'll just go upstairs.
Honey, wait!
Mom,
that's
get
right.
this
You better
dude
have
out of the
that
house.
face of regret.
I quickly turned.
Oh, it's purple.
We have a purple room.
I like.
Pretty.
Dude, is that a little side? Is that a bed or is that a couch in our room?
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be a bed.
I think it could
But
be
it looks like
both.
I quickly turned and ran up the stairs to my room, slamming the door behind me. My breath came in short pants, and for a while I just leaned against the door to my bedroom, eventually sliding down to sit against it. How did things become like this? My cheeks still throbbed.
Maybe because your father was, what's they call? A
dick.
A bastard. I'm trying.
A bastard?
Yes. Okay. You know I have problems with swearing.
I know. My cheeks still throbbed, and I tentatively stood up and looked in the mirror to see how it looked. Hopefully it doesn't bruise. What am I saying?
How did our mother not notice it?
Honestly, yeah.
Tears formed in the corner of my eyes, but I blinked them back rapidly. I couldn't cry for the second time today. I had to be stronger than that.
Are you alright? Your
it's
father
alright.
told me nothing happened, but you know your father.
What?
Oh,
slapped me.
So Dad slapped us and decided, you know what, I'm going to lie about it to my wife, even though the slap could clearly be heard.
Also,
it resounded throughout the room.
Also, this kind of implies that the father has done something like this before, because she was just like, you know your father.
He just hit his child.
I'm fine.
And
just lost
it is implied.
my appetite.
The lasagna's done, though. And I don't want you skipping any meals. Are you sure?
I'm sure, Mother. Oh, shit! I skipped back!
Good job,
The lasagna's done, though.
Thank you.
And I don't want you skipping any meals.
Did that. Yeah, don't worry about me, Mom. I'll come downstairs later to eat.
You're not telling me the whole story.
Do I have to, Mother?
Oh, I love
Thank you,
this.
Mom.
I just don't want to eat right now.
Please, dear. Tell me what's going on. I wish you would tell me why you're being like this.
Because I just got slapped.
A, we got slapped. B, it could very well be from our grandfather's loss. Like,
yeah.
I wanted to tell her. A part of me was screaming to tell her what Dad had done. At the same time, I knew she couldn't fix anything. Besides, I was moving out regardless. I remained silent, letting the event remain in the past.
Well, I'll leave your food on the table if you want to eat it later.
what? Like, leave it on the table to dry up and become crusty?
That isn't hygienic.
It's fine. It's fine, guys.
Nor safe for the nutritional value of the food.
It's fine.
I mean, she could very well just, like, put it in the fridge.
It's fine.
Or the microwave.
Like, judging from our main character's room and the downstairs, they clearly have a fridge.
Nah. They keep all the stuff out. Finally, my mom left me alone. It was strange to think that she was only a few inches away from me, only separated by a single wooden door. I really didn't know what to do. I needed to do something, anything to get my mind off what just happened. Anything would be better than thinking any more about the pain still radiating from my cheek.
Tell your mother, God.
I was going to...
She can do something.
Like, yell at your dad.
Exactly.
I was going to move into my grandfather's house tomorrow. I should probably pack my stuff so I would be prepared for tomorrow.
So soon.
Yeah, that was a good idea. I should start packing. I opened the closet, rummaging around for a while before I finally found 2 large bags, pulling them out onto the floor of the room. I then began to empty my drawers and cabinets so that way I could bring all my things with me. I didn't have much to bring other than just clothes and some toiletries. It was kind of bizarre that I didn't have many personal belongings. It wasn't like my luggage was completely devoid of them, but I certainly didn't have many things in my room that I would miss if I suddenly just left the house. I shook my head to rid of those thoughts. If it were going to be my new home, it would have to feel like it. One way or another, I was going to make it home.
I like this ringtone.
That's a ringtone?
Baby, that's so right. Okay. Just...
Makoto, you seem to know the words to that ringtone.
Oh?
That song is a pop.
See? Sonya gets it.
It seems catchy.
Just as I was packing my things, my cell phone began ringing and vibrating in my pocket. So it was the phone. I slid my phone out of my pocket and answered it while slowly easing myself onto the bed. Who could possibly be calling?
Hey, Anderson.
Possibly
you
your
there?
best friend. Knew it.
Is everything alright? We were worried about you, so we decided to call. Hello?
Thank you. You both are good friends.
I'm really glad you guys called. My voice managed to come out, though it was only a whisper. Oh, wait, I was too loud.
What happened? Are you okay?
My grandpa died! Well, I slowly began to tell them about the funeral that afternoon. A small silence followed when I was done recounting what happened, and to my relief, Naomi finally spoke up.
I can't begin to imagine how you must be feeling right now. I'm so sorry. Do you want us to come over right now?
No, it's okay. Dang it. My dad isn't in a good mood, so could we just keep talking on the phone like this?
Of course! We'd stay on the phone until the crack of dawn. Right, Suzu?
Naomi's a good friend! I want a friend like Naomi.
You don't have a friend like Naomi, but you have a boyfriend like Naomi.
After all, we wouldn't be the awesome triple threat trio without you.
We're the triple threat trio? That's a cool name. Yeah.
It is a very spectacular name.
Triple threat trio? That sounds like the name of a gang.
Mondo Owada, you should change your gang name.
Yeah, I mean, we're all taking on the world together. We've got to sound somewhat scary, or else no one's going to take us seriously.
What's with you and naming things?
You've got to step up your game, Naomi. Falling behind to the cool kids like Anderson and me.
Hey! I'm a cool kid! If anything, I'd say you'd have to step up your game!
We chatted cheerfully about all sorts of things. Very soon I had forgotten about the events that day, and we engaged in a conversation about Naomi's favorite TV show. Some program called Herlock.
Herlock.
Is that meant to be a reference to...
Herlock of hair. Wonder what that's a reference to.
Her lock of hair.
No.
I mean, it could.
We all agreed that the actor playing the titular character certainly had a very distinctive look about him, with the long overcoat and scarf wrapped around. We had many disagreements about who we thought was the coolest character. Yeah, he has really high cheekbones, and his eyes are pretty, though I do have to say, I prefer Jetson. And as a bonus, his actor is just so sassy. I looked at the clock hanging on the wall and realized how late it was. Whoa, it's already 1 a.m. You have school tomorrow! Go to bed!
Taka would not be happy.
Taka would be like, no, be in bed by 9.
And to think that she has to move out.
Oh, that's right. Whoa, it's already 1 a.m. Sorry for keeping you guys up so late. I think I'm gonna hit the hay for tonight. See you guys at school tomorrow.
You have school tomorrow? Oh my god.
That's what I said!
Why is the sun still shining through our room?
Probably didn't have time to draw a second
the moon.
CG. Or, not CG, background, sorry. I should probably shower and go to bed. I can't believe I stayed up this late just to talk to my friends. Well, you're depressed, it's fine. But it was really nice. Well, to the bathroom I go. Can you imagine someone actually talking to himself like that? I totally don't do that at all. I took a relaxing shower. Nothing beat hot water and the feeling of being clean. After drying myself, I promptly dressed in my pajamas and crawled into bed. Ah, nice shower after a long day. I am so glad to be in bed. No killing games. It had been a really long day. I knew that I was wishing for something to change back in class, but I certainly wasn't expecting any of the things that happened today. I have to go back to school tomorrow. I curled up on my side and tightly wrapped the blankets around me. I really wasn't in the mood to be returning to school. My dad would probably make me go just for the sake of it. It's time to go to sleep.
Wait, how did her parents not hear her?
they're probably asleep because it's 1 a.m.
But, like, before 1 a.m., when she was talking on the phone.
I guess her parents just don't care.
Like, she must have heard. Or, like, they must have heard. Like, the mom should have cared.
Fair point. Huh.
Like, the mom should have been like, sweetie, go to bed.
I guess not. Well, I reached out to the lamp on my nightstand and turned the lights off. However, my mind was so lost in the passing of my grandfather and the thought of inheriting something so big that it haunted my entire night until the next morning. That was dumb voice.
Gee, that alarm.
I know.
It definitely isn't a pleasant sound to hear in the morning.
That is the most annoying alarm I have ever heard.
I shook my head to try and clear the sleepiness out of me to no avail. I really didn't get any sleep last night. It's already time to wake up. Wait, school! Honestly, mood. As soon as I realized I had to go to school, I slid out of bed and looked through the vanity mirror. That's a relief. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would notice unless they leaned in really close. Someone's gonna lean in really close, aren't they?
I feel like it's Suzu or Naomi.
Breathing out a sigh.
I have a feeling that's foreshadowing.
I got dressed and took my backpack and caught the bus to go to school. It wasn't even hours before everyone had heard the news. I was approached at school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
Thanks.
Naomi, I don't think this is the time.
Susie.
Wait. Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Okay, who's right? Should Naomi...
Shots are being fired.
Okay.
I have a feeling...
Shots are being fired.
I have a feeling Naomi's right.
Okay. What does everyone else think?
I say we go with Suzu.
Oh, you're thinking that Suzu's right.
I agree. Partially.
Suzu?
She's focusing more on the bright side.
Okay.
I mean, that is true.
Alright.
Positivity shall always stand.
Suzu's right, Naomi.
Of course you would side with her.
Huh! See? At least she knows how to have fun.
Okay.
I know how to have fun. You don't need to be wild to have fun.
The idea of fun is probably sitting in a library or in a cafe with a nice book.
I mean, that sounds like a delightful time.
No, I sound actually pretty fun.
That is true.
I do admit I did describe a pretty pleasant time. Well, guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me
Thank
to
you,
try
Suzu.
living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Sure, I'll be fine.
They get
notice.
it. You see, they get it.
Of course.
They
at least
understand
notice,
that
like,
this
wow, that's
isn't
bad.
healthy.
Of course.
Where did Suzu's eyebrows go? Okay, there they are.
But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Oof.
What?
Oof.
What just happened?
Is everything alright?
Hey! Don't go around shoving people
Thank you,
like
Suzu.
that. Whoops. Did I strike a nerve?
Ew!
Queenie?
Okay.
Oh, it's
Good.
her! No!
Ew. She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lucette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to.
Yeah, you should be apologizing to the person who lost her grandfather and that you pushed!
Exactly, what?
Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
You fake ass person.
She does not have a soul.
I'm alright.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Because you are the stereotypical mean girl?
Typical Capine.
Because you are what
wearing
we call
family
a
involved with
bitch.
the mafia or something. I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out the bat from behind her back right this moment.
Don't bully
Just
my
because
friend!
Just because she's Italian does not immediately mean she's associated with the mafia. What?
Stereotypes.
Okay.
Jeez, this school is not very friendly at all.
I mean, Lizette is looking like a stereotypical mean girl. She has a pink headband, blonde hair, blue eyes, everything.
She looks like Regina George.
Oh my gosh, she does.
I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lisette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on their typical school day. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lisette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Yes!
Thank you, Naomi.
Friendship.
I was good.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Oh, all of their families have dirt on them.
No.
Oh dear.
This is not
That
good.
is... okay, this is called for.
Yeah,
like,
your
I can
dad
be a
doesn't
little
make
snobby
anything
sometimes.
unless he's in the courts with dirty politicians.
I mean, I can be a little snobby and rude sometimes, but, like, this is very uncalled for.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
You are fake.
Yeah.
We're high schoolers, is the word for
Let's all calm down for...
You're
just
faker than plastic.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already. Like you feel sorry for me. Look at their shocked faces. Suzu doesn't look shocked at all. I think it's her eyes.
Yeah,
she kind of looks like she's yawning.
She kind of does.
Yeah.
I agree.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you've wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lisette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all these charades. I'm sick of you.
Her face.
Can we just take a moment to look at her eyes?
It's beautiful.
She looks possessed.
Is she
If I
alright? Like, I know we're supposed to hate her and everything, but she does not look okay.
Gasps.
I'm slightly concerned.
Gasps rose from the crowd around her, but I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand to stop her. There was an emotion on her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hand on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff. See you later.
Track? Ew. Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Miss Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards me.
Is everything alright, girls?
Fine.
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
I love her. A bunch of snobs.
She kind of reminds me of Mondo.
She kind of does.
She does.
She does.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your
She
loss.
looks so bored. Thank you, Miss Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity,
You
too.
seem so bored.
She seems like she really does not care.
Yeah. Cares more than the father, though.
Yeah.
Of course. At least If she's willing to give condolences.
I know.
Agreed.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Thank you, Naomi.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Thank you, Suzu. Would I?
I mean, if you look at Mrs. Phillips' face, she kind of looks like the Mona Lisa. You can never tell if she's smiling or not.
I see it.
Her posture resembles the Mona Lisa as well.
Would I?
Oh, it does.
Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here.
What?
Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
No, I'm good. Oh, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. See you. So, when do we meet the boys that were on the cover? Just a question. Hey.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Hey.
Hopefully soon.
He looks sad. Compassion?
Oh, does he feel bad?
Perhaps he feels
I don't
remorse.
like
Compassion?
this. I don't like this.
Is there compassion?
No, I'm still going to hate him. It doesn't matter what he
It's
says.
okay, Byakuya. You have every right to hate him. You said, hey, honey. Oh my gosh. As I got in the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching his steering wheel and staring straight ahead, as if something was really bothering him.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still
We
hurt?
get an apology, boy.
At least it's an apology. Doesn't make up for what
Okay,
he did,
he is
though.
slightly better than my father, then.
No, it's nothing to worry about.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
It sound like you could just...
What about Mom?
We're your only daughter.
What about Mom?
Secretly, him and the wife are getting a divorce.
Oh
No.
no, that's not good.
Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I've always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he can't say I love you.
Are you kidding me?
That's not...
Okay,
How did this man get
yourself
married
again.
and have a child?
We will
He
never
just
know.
ruined himself again in my book.
This implies that he hasn't said I love you in a long time. Like, that's what it says. Not implies. It says.
His validation level is down to 0.
He brought it back up and then now it's back down there.
I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. Sorry, I can't read. And like that, he started to drive and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. We were taking the usual route to Grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He always lived alone. He insisted on doing things himself, even at his age living in such a large house.
Is she just supposed to walk just now?
Yes.
I mean, she can.
I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange.
That's really
It was
sad.
strange that he decided living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. Last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually did, happy and healthy. But things change. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
He's doing that like eyebrow raising. Okay, well.
Oh no.
Is this really what he cares about right now, or is he just trying to make conversation?
I think he's just trying to make conversation because it's kind of awkward.
I feel like it's both.
Or both, yeah. Yeah.
Silence would be unnerving in that situation.
Yeah, I've been trying my best as of so far.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
Ooh, I want to punch him.
Why? Okay, you redeemed yourself and now you're... What? Just stay quiet, please.
He's a little inconsistent with character.
With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future, even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent.
So carry your own luggage. Yes, I can manage on my own. The usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. Are we gonna try it again or leave it alone?
Oh no.
I feel like no matter what, he isn't gonna give us an answer.
Leave it alone. He won't answer.
I don't want the thing to happen.
That's true. He probably won't tell us.
Part of me feels like we should try again, but he most likely won't answer, so let's leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm on Byakuya's side with this. And Gundham's side too. I'm gonna leave it alone. There was no use talking to him about it. It would be like reopening a wound, or reapplying a bruise. I sighed. He gave me a side glance out of curiosity, but didn't pursue it further. Typical. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? It had been my grandfather's house before. It was one thing visiting, and another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. I wouldn't want to let my grandfather down. What would he say? What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And of course, no answer. What was I doing? Searching for an answer in a heaven that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at the moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. Holy shoot! House!
Oh! That's really big.
Yeah, house, guys.
That's a substantial house.
The car rolled to a stop, and I drifted. Byakuya, shush! We know you're rich! Okay? But, like...
Sonia, I would love to get a house like that for you, me, our child, and all of our fur babies.
Sounds wonderful.
I'm watching Marriage. Anyway, the car rolled to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
I just imagine him, like, pushing the character to the door. Just like...
Yeah, I imagine that too.
I imagined him giving more of, like, you know the swipe of your hand where it's just like, go away?
Mm-hmm.
That's what Marv I imagine.
That's harsher than I thought. Alright, tell Mom I love her.
Alright.
I love you, Dad. This man can't even say I love you!
Please say it.
Oh my gosh.
Please say it. Please say it.
No, make sure you come and visit us often. No, I'm gonna miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching the car door handle and waiting for any form of goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. Then he drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like when I last visited. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size. though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look, but in contrast, the tall doors... I don't know where they are. The tall doors into the house gave me a feeling of grandeur. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down. At this moment. I took out the key to the front doors and unlocked them. Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for quite a while.
What front doors?
These! Right here! That's when I saw them. And we're gonna save on a cliffhanger, guys! Because my eyes are screaming at me. How many save files does Komaru have?
She must have played this game a lot of times.
Okay then. Well, this is where we're...
Your sister.
My sister may have a...
Does seem the type to play games like this, though.
My sister may have a problem. I'm gonna tell Toko about this. Anyway.
She would definitely play this game.
Yeah, you're right. They'd play it together.
She's probably the one who introduced her to it.
Oh,
yeah.
That may make sense. Anyway, this is the end of episode 1 of Dating Sim Hunters. I guess is what we're gonna call this now. I came up with that on the spot. Anyway, bye.
Goodbye.
Good day.